Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Venture with Joe and Cody. That's Cody Wilhelm with Residential Mortgage. Over to my left
Ahoy.
when I'm looking at my screen, probably to my right, I think. But I'm Joe Skipper, owner of Skipper Realty Group, broker
Yes.
by Skipper Realty here in Oregon.
It's a mouthful.
That is a mouthful, and I actually said it right for the first time in a
You
while, so
did.
that's good. Things are going good today. It's sunny, it's warm, it's
Yeah.
nice. So,
Bring it on.
what's up, my
Although
man?
I did see it's supposed to rain here soon.
Really?
Um, well,
You
maybe
are
not. I don't know.
don't.
Maybe. Don't look at your weather app because then you're gonna be
Oh
mad.
no. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it.
Oh, what is new?
Nothing, man. Just living the dream here. Got back from a big vacation in Bend. That was a lot of fun. We got the last weekend of sports for, I would say, 2 months.
Oh,
Normally, Rory plays baseball, which goes into the end of June into July. So we normally have 1 month of no sports before football starts. To this time, he's in lacrosse. His last tournament is this weekend, and then that's it.
Wow.
Cora's got last basketball game, so we actually have 2 months before we have to do anything with sports.
That's beautiful.
Yes, it is.
That's a nice little break.
Let me see. I don't know. Can you see my screen? Yeah, you can. Okay.
I can yeah.
I
Well, I can
want to show
see
you
your
this.
phone.
Yeah, I know. I want to show you this. This is the new design that I made for the Wildcats hat, and I need your opinion on it. Honest
Oh,
Cody opinion.
okay. Ooh.
What do we think?
I like it. I like it. It's why I think it's going to be a popular one,
Why is that?
because there's a lot of hats now. I've noticed there's a trend of like just the big bold letters,
Yes,
like
and
for everything.
you're
It's not
gonna
even
love me, and I'm gonna have all of my Oregon State friends hate me
uh-huh.
for
You're
this.
going green and yellow?
No, look, this is what I used as the basis.
Oh, yeah. See, that's why I liked
I
it.
used it as the basis for what it was, because I was like, I wanted to get, I look at a lot of hats and I look at trends and what's trending with hats and what people are wearing. And
Yeah.
in Oregon, as much as I'm a Beaver fan,
Uh-huh.
is on the forefront of
Sure.
forefront of fashion in
Yeah.
sports fashion. And so,
Mhm.
so I looked to them, and TCU's another one that does a really
Oh,
good
yeah.
job. Who else? Uh, who else do I
Oh,
use? Anyways, gosh, they're green and yellow, but they're
Baylor?
Baylor does a good job
Uh-huh.
with that.
They do. Yeah.
So anyways, I was looking at hats and like duck hats, and then looking at TCU hats and all that stuff, and that one came up as the
Uh-huh.
duck hat, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna use this.
Like,
But it looks good. It looks
throwing up
good.
while you're recreating
Like,
it.
I think the hat actually looks good.
I do too.
Um,
Is it
and
black?
so it's
Is it
navy
blue?
blue. It's the
Navy
navy
blue?
blue and
Okay.
white. So,
Yeah.
it's our colors, but I was like, it actually looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
um,
it looks good. I was gonna say it looks like a college, like what you'd see on a college team,
yeah,
or like even a maybe minor league or something, to where it's like it's more than just the basics,
yeah.
and it's
It's a
not
little bit different.
professional.
Yeah,
Where it's like just the letters of the
for
city or
sure.
the state.
And
It's
this
a good
one's kind of
combo.
universal. I've noticed that a lot of people in our town like the universal one, where you can wear it for high school, you can wear it for the kids' sports,
Sure.
because they're all kind of Wilsonville Wildcats, and so it's like,
Yeah.
I think having the cats is kind of cool on there. So
Yeah.
that's my next endeavor.
I
I also
like.
need black of these with white, and then there's like a spring, it's like a light blue, light green. That's like a spring color, summer color that I want to get.
Oh,
So,
okay.
anyways, that's going on, man.
I love it.
That's what we're doing. I don't know how I got into the hats thing, but that's where I'm
Well,
at. So,
while we're on the hats thing,
okay,
I have a small dome,
you do.
and I do.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
Huh.
it's so hats are tough for me. Like, I can't just wear your everyday hat because some
Huh.
of them look way too big on me. And I love wearing hats, but it's so hard for me to find one that actually fits well,
Yeah,
that when
that's
I do
interesting.
find one, I feel like I wear it too much because it fits me well. And I have a bunch of hats, but I feel like only half of them fit me
Yeah.
well. So
Yeah.
I have to I'm like in between a child's head size and an
Really?
adult's head size. Yeah. So like
Wow.
I don't know. It makes
Okay.
it tough. It's a challenge. It really
I
is.
Yeah, I obviously, as you know, I wear a lot of hats, and
Yeah.
my issue is the shirts, t-shirts. I
Mm.
either like I'm like a Marge. I'm like
Oh,
medium looks
yeah.
like I'm like it's sucking to every negative part of my
Uh-huh.
body.
Right.
Large looks like I'm wearing my dad's shirt, like, and I'm just like just swimming in it. So it's like
Yes.
it's so hard for me to find like a normal size shirt
Uh-huh.
that's in between a medium and a large. So I'm a Marge.
It is tough. I'm right around there too. I feel like a large fits me normally better, but there are some larges where it's like the sleeves are all the way down to your
I know you're
elbows and
like,
it's
what is
like
going on?
past your pockets. I'm like, this is a
Yeah.
large. This is huge.
And also, like, like, I think the kids, like, going with trends, like,
Yeah.
I just want a t-shirt, like, but then, I noticed Rory and stuff, they're okay with, like, the baggier, neck thing
Uh-huh.
and just different styles and stuff, and it's not what I
Sure.
like.
Right.
Also, if I had a six-pack, it may not be that big of a deal, like, it's just I
Sure.
have, like, the
Yeah.
protective layer over my six-pack, so it's like,
Yeah.
have to add a little bit more shirt material for
You're right.
that, like
Yeah. Well, and I feel like we are also looking at it from a perspective of like, I'm probably going to have this shirt for years to come.
Yes,
And the kids are
yes.
like, I'm going to have this shirt
For,
until I
like, 2
lose it
days,
or
and then
rip
I
it.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, exactly. Mine's like, this has to last me, at least a year." Like,
Right. Yeah.
uh,
Okay. On that note, and then we can change
yeah,
topics if
yeah.
you want to. Does your wife buy you clothes?
No,
No.
no. Does your wife
Okay.
buy you clothes?
Yeah.
You had a look of, like, you're like, "Oh." Like,
I can't tell you the last time I bought clothes.
Oh,
She
really?
just shows up with stuff. Well, like shorts and pants usually,
Yeah,
I'll
okay.
have those for years and years and years.
Yeah,
But
that's
yeah, like
normal. Yeah.
every once in a while, she'll just show up and she's like, "Hey, I thought you'd like this." And
Oh,
then
really? And
before I
you're
know
okay
it,
with it?
yeah, she apparently
That's
she
good.
either knows my style or I don't
Yeah.
have a style, so I just wear whatever she buys and that
Yeah,
becomes my
you have her
style.
style, like,
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
like that's
She's
what she wants you to
conditioned
look
me.
like. You're like a
Yeah.
doll she gets to dress up like.
She'll be like,
Uh,
"Oh, that one's too small for you. I'll get you a different one. Here you go."
well,
All
it's
right.
interesting. I think in a way that would be me, but I think because I'm so particular on the size, it's like she couldn't. Because if she
Yeah,
bought me a large, it'd be too big. If she bought me a medium, it'd be too
sure.
small. And then it's like take it back, and. So it's not necessarily
Yeah,
style. It's just like it. I'm just it just doesn't fit. Like it.
yeah,
I can. It's very rare for me to find things that fit comfortably. Generally, they
yeah.
are very expensive because that oddly, ironically, is the
Uh-huh.
stuff that does fit well. Is the stuff that you
Right.
can't just buy in bulk. Like,
Yeah, how
and
is that?
so I hate it. But yeah, so
Yeah.
yeah, I just got these little there I think it's like fresh clean teas or something, like
Oh,
online
yeah.
type of stuff. Like I get those because they actually fit pretty well. So
Yeah, they
anyways.
look like the comfy ones that, like,
Yeah.
they're a little stretchy, but they're kinda snug too.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little
So
thicker, but not
anyways,
thick, like old school thick.
not
There's a
like
balance. I've learned that with shirts especially too, like, there's good shirts and there's just normal, average,
oh yeah,
cheap
yeah.
shirts, and a good
Absolutely.
shirt does feel and fit really well.
We are so old. But,
I
yeah,
know.
like a good shirt is a good t-shirt
I
is
tell you what,
it's
when
so
you
I
find a
agree
good
with you
shirt.
100%, but it's really funny because Rory would be, like, looking at us, and your kid would be looking at us like, "You guys are idiots." But they had, Rory had, is interested are you back with us? Rory, like, he likes those, the material of, like, let's say, like, Harley Davidson, those, like, when you go to a tourist thing or you go to, I forgot what it was. Those, like, material like, almost older material, like, he's liking these T-shirts, like, with older logo, like, the kind of faded logos and all that stuff, like, we got one gosh, what was it? One of the touristy places in Palm Springs, like, he wears it all the time, he's like, "I love this one," and it was, like, something that we would as kids, we'd be like, "That's like an old person's T-shirt," but, yeah, but whatever. Yeah, then now you just have to be a cool 13-year-old to wear it, so, yeah. Crazy shirts, is that what it's called? Crazy shirts or crazy is that what it was? Crazy shirt? No, dang it, I can't think of it. Yeah, oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, really? Okay. Alright, like, at least, like, mine was, like, Billabong, Quicksilver, all that sort of stuff, and I still probably have some of those. Yeah, Stussy. Rusty? Was it Rusty? Yeah, like, well, let's get to work, okay? Will you? We talked on our, live stream about, buyers we were talking about kinda technology and buyers and kinda seeing homes, before they see the home, with all technology now. So we wanted to kinda go over I'll go over what we talked about, but then kind of go over some things for buyers to either acknowledge or be aware of with this new environment we're in the real estate world. As technology develops, real estate technology develops, home showings develop, everything kind of changes, and things that might seem common sense to you on the surface, or when you hear it from us, you'll be like, oh, I didn't think about that until they just said that. So there's some new technology and things that are altering the way that people view things literally and figuratively. So yeah, we were talking about I think that the first showings, it used to be curb appeal, and curb appeal still is a big deal because when people pull up, that's that physical, emotional, like, like I like this house. It looks good. It's clean. Having said that, I think that as the generations get younger and younger, they're going to video. Like they're looking at the 3D tours. 3D tours are necessary now as agents. Just if you are an agent listening, you cannot not do that. The aerial tours, the video tours, the TikTok videos, all that stuff, they're using as their first showing and maybe their second showing before they actually get involved in physically seeing the home. I think that's a trend that's going to continue, and I think it's going to get more and more that way as our generation who likes to like, kind of physically be in it, see it first before anything goes away, and the younger kids are going to come in and say, "I've seen it online 17 times. I know the house like the back of my hand because I've toured it online, a billion times. Let me just go confirm that I love this house." So yeah, just an interesting time. I don't have much to say about that, but maybe to sellers that are anxious about showings and that, hey, why isn't my house getting showings? Why isn't my house, getting people asking to go see it? I do think there's a lot of people that are, because our buyers and your buyers, like they tell me, like I've seen it online. I've been through the house. I've looked at the carpet. I've looked at, the kitchen cabinets. I've looked at the countertops. I've seen the damage on the in the living room wall. Like, these tours can show you the entire home online before you have to go to it. So I tell my sellers, like, you may not be seeing a lot of showings. That doesn't mean it's not being shown, especially if you have a good marketing plan and marketing to get it online to the most people, because that's, I think, where the first, second, third showings are. I don't know your thoughts on that. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. To the next, up the stairs. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Let's go confirm everything. Yeah, for sure. What were you saying? You had mentioned talking about that, like on that topic. What were we going off of? Oh yeah. Yes, for sure. Yeah. 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 Well, it's funny. Like I think we've talked about this before. Is it's interesting how you're making the biggest purchase of your life and it takes the least amount of time. Like I feel like a car sale takes longer to buy a car than and wanting the car and the nice things in the car and whatever than it does a house. You're a half hour in the house, you're maybe 2 hours in the inspection, then you move in a house. Like it's you don't spend a lot of time in the home. Having said that, I do think a lot of our buyers do a lot of research, and I think it's great. And it's maybe like getting into the tips for buyers nowadays is like enjoy the tour online, love the home, like the home, whatever you want, that's totally great. I do think you have to see it from your points is like you have to see the neighbors, you have to see what if they're parking, their semi truck right in front of your house every day because they have to, and there's no HOA that prevents it. There's so many things. Maybe your neighbor is a nude sunbather in the front yard and you've got kids. Like you don't know until you know. And so things like going by during the showing, see the curb appeal, see the neighborhood. Don't just drive to the house, drive around the neighborhood, see the different homes, see how well they're maintained, drive different times of the night, like day and night, like see if there's more traffic, see if there's, because generally people come home from work. So there may be more cars parked on the side. Maybe there's just kind of getting a feel for what life will be like then as best you can, not just the house. Like you said, you can get focused in on, I love this home, but you may not notice the park nearby that has like significant drug issues or whatever it may be that you didn't realize because you were so focused on the home. So my buyers do that a lot, and I'm thankful for that. But it is definitely something, and now in with technology nowadays is to kind of you have to kind of get a feel for the on the ground. There can only be so much you can do, even with Google Maps. Is like, okay, well, I drove around on Google Maps and saw it, and saw the neighborhood, but you just don't know until you get a feel for the area. And neighbors, and like you said, like the junk on the car that's sitting on blocks in the front yard, that's next door that you didn't see in the pictures, oddly enough, and you didn't see it when you were doing your virtual tour of the house. So, on that note, go ahead. For sure. You never know. Yeah, yeah. It's surprisingly focused on the house. Surprisingly, majority. Yes, they do ask, and there's people that I suggest, like, "Hey, drive around, see what see what you think during different parts of the day." But yeah, you're right. Surprisingly, you don't see it as much. It's not a standard thing, where it should be. Like maybe just a standard. What do you think of here? What do you think? And agents are restricted of what they're allowed to say and not allowed to say to avoid steering clients away or to something. Having said that, they can give you kind of a guidance on how to find out yourself or find out, how to do that. So, yeah, it's surprising. Like, I think how few I do have clients though that like they'll walk up to the neighbors, like knock on the neighbor's door and be like, "Hey, what's going on?" Or they'll see them out getting in their car as we're doing the showing and go talk to them, which is great. That's a great way to do it is to find out what the community's like, what the neighborhood's like, who your neighbor is. That's so shocking to me. We're so thankful to be by good neighbors, but we've had, like, nightmare stories from friends that are like, "Our neighbor's nightmare." Like, it just ruins the whole vibe of your home, of your experience, and I just think that's I don't know, we've been very lucky to never have to had that issue, but, people that do. Yeah, yeah, that's good. Keep themselves. Yeah, for sure. You're not besties, but you're not, like, enemies. Yeah, 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 that's good. Yeah, and I think most people are good, it's just, like, those nightmare ones that are terrible. But on the technology note, on that note of getting a vibe for the community, one of the suggestions that we had and we've talked about is, doing be careful of the AI that's involved in advertising now and, staging and lighting and everything. Everyone, should have professional photography and things, but when you go through these places, you'll see a difference. So if you look at photos of a home, professional photos, you're going to see a different look of a house, like lightness, brightness, all that editing that goes into a photo. However, one thing they've struggled with right now is the 3D walkthroughs are much different. You get a more natural sense of what the temperature of the house is, if that makes sense. Like whether it's bright in this room, whether this hallway's a little darker than what it shows on the pictures. So just being aware, I guess, in general, that AI is changing the game of how agents market homes in a good way. But I think what it can lead to is some disappointment when you're seeing everything online and then going in and being like, "That is not the house." Like, this is like, what they did with the house is not the case. So, being careful as a buyer of the new technology of how things are marketed and not getting so wrapped up, like, kind of set your bar a little lower than what you're seeing online so that you're not shocked to be like, "Oh, it's not perfect," because no house is perfect. But in credit to photographers and videographers and agents, but they're trying to put their best foot forward and trying to put the best look of the house forward, but be careful with AI and editing that, we've had lately a few people be like, that's not what it looks like online. Like we were super pumped and then, did not see that. Also, you had mentioned smell. Be careful. You can't smell anything. Everything could look pretty, but when you walk in, it's like, well, they had 45 dogs and, 65 cats. Like that's going to change the whole look of the house. So there's always gonna be a physicality to kind of seeing these places, but, the technology is, yeah, 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 yeah. I prefer to stay neutral. I tend to stay neutral because I don't have it's easy for me to say what I like in a house and what I don't like in a house and what I can put up with. Things that Christine and I, our latest house that we bought was what most people it was on the market for a while because most people would be like, "This is disgusting." It was lived in by fraternity guys, stained carpet, torn up walls like that. But Christine and I walked in and we're like, it's perfect because we wanted to remodel it. So you have different goals and you have different things in mind. So I try to stay pretty neutral, like, 'cause I don't wanna steer steer them because I have to get to know them and get to know the houses that they start to tend to trend to, and then I can start, like, kind of giving them some advice, but I try to keep it's ultimately their purchase. Even if I hate the house, it's like they may love it. So I stay neutral. However, if they ask me like, "Hey, this carpet's super stained, we'd wanna replace the carpet. Is that an expensive fix?" Like, those sort of things I can help of, like, "I know it sucks to look at this right now, this carpet, but relatively carpet's pretty cheap. You can fix it up if that's your big hiccup. Then maybe we don't, worry as much about that. If it's like, hey, there's leaks in the ceiling, like blah, blah, it's like, yeah, well, we can address that during inspection and so I kind of like, because using I have the experience of saying, I've seen a lot of this stuff and this may not be as big of a deal as you think. Most buyers come in and like, I can't handle this. And I can kind of be like, if you love the home, this can be fixed pretty relatively easy. If you don't, then that's, the other thing. But yeah, so I try to stay neutral, but if they have advice and want to, hear hear if it's gonna be a big deal or not, then I can help out, but for sure. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's like it's always balancing that, as you see more and more homes, you kinda really have to take a conscious step back and say, "This is not your house." Like, they might like the weird layout, or they might like something that I'm like, I would never even I'd turn right back around, you know? They might be like, "Oh, this is perfect," So, you really have to take a more conscious kind of effort to just stay neutral, but it just makes things a lot easier in the end. But yes, recently. Yeah, recently. Yeah, in the neighborhood nearby, had some friends that were buying, and saw this place, and I was like, I don't there's a lot like, we see a lot of houses, and I could count on one hand, how that I'm like, "I want this house," and this was one of them. I was like, "Maybe I just buy it from like, maybe I buy it out from under them, like, get a lower offer." Like, no, seriously, I would never have done that, but it was like that was a time I was like, "This is actually a great place for this neighborhood and this thing," and they ultimately ended up buying it, which is awesome for them, but, yeah, there's a few times that I'm surprised at how few of times I actually do. Like, I see a lot of beautiful homes and a lot of new construction homes and a lot because we have a 90s style house, it's remodeled, but, like, still need like, we'll always touching things up as you go, right? Like, so, yeah, but, yeah, we surprisingly don't even new construction, I'm like, It's beautiful, but not interested." Like, it's just weird. Yeah. But that's a good thing probably, so you're not always like, grass is always greener, with that, but yeah. 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 Never actually, like, I've been through, like, multi-million dollar homes, and I don't know, it's odd, maybe I shut it off in my mind, I'm not like, "I gotta have this house." This would be an amazing house if I had $2,000,000. Like, I don't know, maybe there's a contentness with us, like, I just am even if I had the money, I'd be like, just fix up our own house." Like, I think you start to see, like, what works for kids, and I know we don't have to base our lives on our kids, but they're so close to the schools, we can walk everywhere, the community's great, it's like, what else are we looking for? I don't know if I need anything different, so I think there's maybe a piece to that, but, yeah, even, like, multi-million dollar homes that we walk through, I'm like, "It's beautiful." Like, it's a great place, but not like, what would I do with it? So, yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, exactly, exactly. What else? Oh, but finally, like, we're already at 30 minutes, so, blabbing away, Cody. I just wanted to say to buyers, with technology, assume you're being recorded. I say this to all my buyers, assume you're being recorded when you get to the house. Like, at the very least, it's a Ring doorbell. At the very most, it's inside, like, on their fireplace, in a nanny cam, in a whatever it is. And it's not to scare buyers. It's not a great negotiating tool when my buyer says, I love it and I'll pay whatever they want for it. And then I go to the agent and say, can we get a deal on this? Like, it doesn't really work that well. And for the same reason, you can't go in and say, this house sucks. I hate it so much. And this is disgusting. And then I go to the agent and say, it's a beautiful home. We want to make an offer, but it's a little lower than you think. So keep that in mind when you go through. It sucks. I just had friends that were through there. We were walking through a house that had recording, and it's so uncomfortable because you both know it's happening. So you're like, yeah. This is a nice like fireplace, blah blah, and you just say totally silent and weird, and then we walk like around the corner. We're like, okay, what do you think? Like, you just are like holding your breath, like, that's nice carpet, that's nice this, like, just time. It's so funny, but it actually benefits you in the long run. It sucks to walk through the house and not be able to kind of converse about it. But just assume you're being recorded. They're supposed to say something, and I don't know. I should probably know this, but I generally say to people that assume it's being recorded, but it just benefits you. I've had clients walk through and I literally will be like, "Hey, just so you know, it's probably recording, in here, the Ring doorbell at the very least." I give them my spiel, and they will walk through like a bull in a china shop, like, "This is trash. What are they doing with this? Like, this, like, carpet? How do they live here?" I'm like, "Well, we're not gonna get this house." Like, because I've also had sellers that are personally offended when they hear some of those things, like, on the selling side that are like, they are so rude. They were ru they're hearing it and getting to know you as a buyer, and yeah, so interesting. Just be aware of that to the buyers that are out there. I'm almost positive it has to be disclosed. The Ring doesn't. I think, like, some agents are doing a good job at, like, basically just putting in there in the description of, like, or to agents, like, "Hey, just assume you're being recorded," or this they have interior recording. The ring's obvious, like, that you see the Ring doorbell, you should assume you're being recorded. But some of them are pretty tricky inside, like, it could be a little hidden cam, it could be their computer cam, that they turn on just to kinda see what's going on. So, I don't know the disclosures, I should know that, like, but, like, my thought is, like, it's their house, like, they can do what they want in it, but, I don't know if they have to disclose it as sellers, so, yeah. Love it. Yeah. So you have to unless all participants have to be informed, but, generally legal with exceptions. Seller can legally have video only camera running in common areas like the living room, kitchen, without needing to post a disclosure sign. Buyers have a lower expectation of privacy in these open communal spaces. So yeah, I'll do a little deeper dive, but yeah. Anyways, man, that's kind of the technology. I don't know where if we made progress on that or not, or we just blabbed away for 30 something minutes, but combo of both. Uh, well, it was good to talk to you. If you guys haven't already, subscribe to Venture with Joe and Cody, and listen to our podcast weekly every Friday. And if you don't want to do that, we have a live stream every Thursday on Facebook and YouTube. So you can go to our live stream and kind of talk with us then and answer any questions or ask any questions that you have for us. But until next week, man, it's good to talk to you. Okay, see ya.